Hey, Michael with XForcePC. Today we're going to take a look at the Volairsim Avionics panel. And this is specifically designed to hold the SciTech instruments and attach to your Volairsim cockpit. So, you know, the Volairsim cockpit has that tray which you mount your yoke on, and you see there's a cutout here specifically for a SciTech yoke. That either be the ProFlight yoke or the Cessna yoke. Either one will work. And again, you see the cutout here for that. And then this just fits perfectly on the Volairsim cockpit. And as configured, it supports 6 of the wide, panels, like the radio panel, the multi-panel, and the switch panel. Now, typically, you'd only have one multi-panel, you'd only have one switch panel, but you might have 3 radio panels. Oh, and the backlit information panel is another one that can fit in here. So we're using this on our ultimate flight sim package. Now here in the middle, you can support 6 of those little flight instrument panels. And I have some of those right here. So they're these little about 3.5 inch or so LCD screens that you can show what I would say is a limited number of instruments on, generally mostly just steam gauges. Now the way we're using it is we're actually putting an iPad right here. So personally, I would set this up and I would have an iPad here, because an iPad costs less than 6 of these and is more flexible and can be used for other things. And then I'd use these, of course, for my switch, radio, multi, and backlit information panels. And it really works terrifically. Now, the Volairsim people probably wouldn't agree to this next statement necessarily, but let's say you're not using a Volairsim cockpit, you just want to put this on a table. Well, you could certainly do that. Just put this up to the edge of the table, and you would have to put some screws in to the table to hold it. But you could use this simply as a way to hold all of your instruments. And even if you built a custom cockpit yourself, you could use this to kind of top the thing off and make it look really nice and finished. And I may investigate doing that in the one that I custom made, but I just don't know if the width is going to be quite right. Now, the way this thing comes is with all the panels punched out. But what they give you is blanking plates. So you have these black plates, and so if for some reason you didn't use this spot right here, you could just put this blanking plate over it and use the included screws. And there's a bunch of these, not just one. You can use the included screws, which there's a nice bag of screws, as well as the necessary tools to attach this, and the screws, not only to attach the panels, but to attach the cockpit itself, or the panel itself, to the cockpit. They also do include a couple of these. These panels here allow you to use even more of these very expensive flight instrument panels that, again, cost $150. So let's say you needed to hold more of those. Well, you could put this, sacrifice one of these wide slots and put this in, and then you could put 3 more flight instrument panels in there. So you're not limited to just the 6 you see here. And let's see how many of those there are. Looks like there's 2 of those. So that would allow you to do up to 12 of the flight instrument panels if you so chose to do so. Boy, that would be $1,500 or so just in those flight instrument panels alone. Now, the top is finished off with kind of a faux carbon fiber effect, which is very nice. And I guess if I'm doing a review here, which I guess I sort of am, this is the product that I wish I had had the time to design. It works perfectly with the Volairsim cockpit. If you put your monitors all the way up, this comes right about at the perfect level. Excuse the fire department that decided to come by just now. This fits just about at the proper eye level when you have your monitors all the way up on the Volair cockpit. And again, it's the product that I wish was here 3 years ago. that I wish I had had the time to design. And I think I even mentioned it to the Volair people, because there's another cockpit out there that's much taller than this, way taller. In fact, crazy tall. And people have asked me in the past, well, can you put that on the Volair cockpit? And it has several issues. First of all, it doesn't have the yoke in the middle. It has the yoke over to the side. So then all your instruments are hanging way off the edge over here. Plus, it's so tall, it would literally obscure the entire center monitor and parts of the side monitors as well. So this is kind of the perfect height for the Volair cockpit. So, I mean, if I'm giving it stars, I'd give it like 4.5 out of 5 stars, maybe even 5 out of 5 stars, because it does everything that I want it to do. And it's, again, the product I wish was here 3 years ago and that I had designed myself if I'd had the time. If you got any questions, email me, michael@xforcepc.com. Again, that's michael@xforcepc.com.